For over a decade, Ainsworth has waited patiently in the great tomb of Nazarick. As one of the most powerful magic casters in the New World, his existence remained hidden from prying eyes, biding his time until the perfect moment to emerge. Now that time has come. With preparations complete and allies secured, it's time for the Sorcerer King to make his presence known. But how exactly does he intend to do this? What will be the first order of business for the newly crowned monarch? And what challenges lie ahead as he ushers in a new era of magic and might? Join us today as we dive deep into the intriguing plans and strategies of Ainsworth and explore the events that unfold as he finally decides to reveal himself to the world. Get ready for an adventure filled with twists and turns that will leave you on the edge of your seat. The time for waiting is over. Ainsworth has decided. Nazarick will no longer hide. The great underground tomb, hidden beneath the earth like a forgotten god, begins to stir with activity. Golems are constructed. Undead legions are formed. Logistics, politics, and strategy, every inch of this new world will be evaluated. Nazarick's power must be made clear. Hidden no longer. Now it's time for the grand reveal. But there are many details to iron out before Ains makes his grand entrance. He summons his most trusted subordinates. They stand before him, anticipation and questions in their eyes. Ains, the supreme ruler of Nazarick, addresses them, his voice echoing with authority. From today forth, the great tomb of Nazarick will no longer remain hidden beneath the surface. We will build our own kingdom. His companions are taken aback by this monumental declaration. But Ains continues, his gaze unwavering. To achieve this goal, I must first gauge the strength of this world and determine a suitable location for our new home. In other words, it's time for an invasion. The decision is made. Ains chooses to start small, sending his trusted subordinates to explore nearby villages and towns. Demiurge and Albedo are put in charge, each leading their own team of elite Nazarick forces. Their mission: observe and report back to their master on the state of affairs in the outside world. Ains takes a particular interest in the surrounding regions, especially those foolish enough to send adventurers into Nazarick. They will be our first target. Let the world know. This land is claimed. With his loyal lieutenants fanning out across the region, Ains finds himself in a rare moment of leisure, enjoying a cup of tea as he surveys the training grounds below his chamber, his gaze sharp and calculating. It's a brief respite before the storm, a chance to savor the calm before the coming chaos. During this lull in activity, Ains receives a visitor, an adventurer named Blue, a warrior who had previously dared to enter the tomb and lived to tell the tale. Now he stands before Ains, bearing news from the outside world. He speaks of rumors and legends surrounding Nazarick, of the tales whispered around campfires about the mysterious tomb and the strange happenings in the surrounding areas. Ains listens intently, piecing together the image of the world that has developed in the minds of its inhabitants. For Ains, it's a vital piece of intelligence, a glimpse into the perceptions of the world he is about to engage with. Understanding how his legend is perceived is crucial to his plans. As the Sorcerer King, Ains understands that perception is reality. How the world sees him will shape their actions and reactions, and he must be prepared for all eventualities. Through these stories, he learns that Nazarick has become a source of fascination, fear, and wonder. To the common folk, it is spoken of in hushed tones as a place of great evil, a tomb best left undisturbed. Among adventurers, there are differing opinions. Some dismiss it as a mere legend, a tall tale designed to scare off would-be treasure hunters. Others speak of it with reverence, seeing it as a place of immense power and danger. Either way, it has become a hot topic, a hive of speculation and intrigue. Ains also learns that his actions as Momin have left a lasting impression on the people of this world. Tales of the Bone Daddy, as he is affectionately called, have become local folklore. He is seen as a benevolent hero, a champion of the weak against the monsters that plague the countryside. This duality of perception is interesting to Ains. On one hand, Nazarick is feared and respected as a place of great power. At the same time, his alter ego, Momin, is celebrated as a hero. This contrast will serve him well as he begins to weave his grand design. It gives him a certain freedom of movement, a license to operate that he would not otherwise have. The people are ready to accept him as a hero or fear him as a great evil. It all depends on the role he chooses to play, and Ains is more than willing to play the part. As the days pass, Ains watches the world through the eyes of his subordinates, observing the reactions to the events unfolding around Nazarick. With each passing moment, He gathers more information, more pieces of the puzzle that is this new world. It's a meticulous process akin to a scientist conducting a series of experiments. But for Ains, it is vital to his ultimate goal. He needs to understand the variables at play, the strengths and weaknesses of his potential enemies, and the resources available to him if he is to succeed. It is not enough to simply raise an army and claim the land as his own. He must do so with precision, with an understanding of the political and social landscape that would ensure minimal resistance and maximum benefit to Nazarick. Thus, as the world outside Nazarick continues to turn, Ains remains patient, watching, learning, and preparing. In the meantime, Shaltir, Bloodfallen, the vampire guardian who once fell under mind control, stands silently before him, her crimson eyes downcast, her face pale and drawn. She is still bearing the scars of her ordeal, both physical and emotional. Although Ains has forgiven her, the other guardians are yet to do the same. Trust is a hard-earned commodity in Nazarick, something that is given only after years of loyalty and service. And Shaltir, despite being one of the most powerful of the guardians, finds herself on the outside looking in. She is an outcast, shunned and ignored by the very people she had once considered her comrades. The situation weighs heavily on her mind. The guilt and shame of her past actions, coupled with the rejection of her peers, threaten to overwhelm her. She feels lost, uncertain of her place within the ranks of Nazarick. Her usually vibrant and playful demeanor has been replaced by a somber quietness. She carries herself with a certain stiffness, as if trying to make herself smaller, less noticeable. Yet beneath this facade of defeat lies a smoldering ember of determination. Shaltir is far from broken. Despite the toll that her ordeal has taken on her, she remains resolute, waiting for her chance to prove herself anew.